Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me, never. I'm so Cassius Clay, I'm Tyson in his prime.
Happy Monday, motherfuckers. Welcome to the Pressure Podcast. We are live from our studio in Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
LeBron.
And we're here with another episode of Monday Night Football in Week 15 Recaps, baby. Welcome to the Pressure Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Rated M for millennials. So, we were just watching the Monday Night Football game. We're really, really unimpressed by anything that was going on. So, to start off, Kirk Cousins' ass. They almost blew the game. Ritter's ass. You know what? I think we can skip right through that shit.
The thing I'll say is that the Falcons, I don't even know why they're even trying. They should be trying for another pick to give so that when Penix takes over, they got someone else there for that O-line, because that O-line sucks ass. That whole team sucks ass. And Kirk Cousins is probably the worst player on that team.
Kirk Cousins is the worst player on that team.
11 of 17 for 112 yards.
Yes.
Not to mention the dude. How do you make this up? You make this game this close, and you're supposed to be a team that's in playoff contention.
They're not in playoff contention. Hell no.
No, their record is though.
No, they're not. I don't give a fuck.
Their record is what I'm saying.
I don't give a fuck. They're not in playoff
But
contention.
we know from what we just saw, there's no way you can say that that's playoff contention.
No.
Football from either team, honestly. I wouldn't even say the Vikings impressed me. The Vikings kind of played low as well. They didn't. The Bears were in this game for most of the game, right? Right. We would say probably the.
They were never in the game.
Well, you know what I mean, the points.
Well, I actually had this already downloaded and written up before the game was before it was right after halftime, and it still rings true. So let's get to the press. What we learned. This is the back pages, okay? Oddly enough, it kind of rhymes. So we learned that the AFC road to the Super Bowl runs through KFC. KFC. Nah, I mean I hate Kansas fucking City, so I call it KFC. The Jackson 5 show in NYC. You like
yeah, it's another night, bitch.
Ritter and Cousins still trash. That didn't change at all. And Caleb acts like a bitch ass.
Be cool, nigga.
Vikings, Eagles, and Lions are 12-2. Fade the Jags, the Panthers, and the Cowboys too.
Finish him.
Raiders tank for new QB. And New York Jets lose first pick in victory.
What the fuck?
Bengals win, levers his cheeks. Let's see what else we learned so far this week.
Fatality.
I think that summarizes what we just saw in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's all we need to mention.
I can't even really talk anymore. It's embarrassing. Let's get to the other game, shall we?
Give me a hell yeah.
Get to the real shit, because
The
apparently...
games that actually matter.
Yeah, these motherfuckers did exactly what we expected. Pretty much.
So, what we learned from that week, this is our press. We have our own newspaper where the press checks the headlines, what we learned in Week 15. In Week 15, we learned that Daniels is playoff ready. And a new QB is imperative over there in New Orleans. Washington barely skipped by. They were in control for most of the game, but the Saints came roaring back just like I knew they would. This was Daniels' supposed first playoff game because it was a playoff-type atmosphere, and he passed. The Rookie of the Year favorite is ready for the fucking January for the cell games. 25 of 31 efficient, 226, 2 TDs, no fumbles or interceptions. And New Orleans is 5-9, but they can trade up for a new QB because some of the teams that are going to be there already have one.
And you know what made me believe that he was in command of the offense? Check out this stat. Even though I feel like, obviously the Saints, they're going to give the ball to them the most. But 40 minutes time possession to 19. So I thought that was big too. Being able to just control the line of scrimmage. They did it most of the game. 9 of 17 on third down. So they were converting that as well, as opposed to the Saints 3 and 11. So most definitely controlled this game.
Oh, yeah.
Even though the score doesn't, dictate that.
Well, this is not going to be an easy game. They were not going to score that much on New Orleans. New Orleans is going to put up a fight at home, and they're not going to let a rookie quarterback just come in and embarrass them. I said that the Redskins were favored by 7.5 points, and I'm like, nah, the New Orleans ain't going to lose by 8 points, maybe a touchdown, but not 8 points. And I was right; they only lost by 1. But it's clear that this team can compete right now if they have a better quarterback. So my thing is, I can see New Orleans going up to trade. I will trade a first-round pick and 2 second-rounders if you have it to move up.
Oh no, I would like to see Spencer Rattler a little bit longer. See if it's possible that he can be. I mean, I say give him a chance. I mean, everybody else.
Well,
gets a chance.
he should get his chance now,
But my problem is giving him the chance now is not going to be the same as in the future when your O-line probably looks better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm not going to waste the chance of getting a quarterback in this draft if I can, just because I want to give him a chance. That I cannot do. And if he really is that quarterback,
but what if
he'll show it in the preseason?
What if most of these quarterbacks don't pan? The only ones I can see really panning is anyways like 2 or 3. I don't see too many. I don't see this as like a strong draft for quarterbacks.
I get that, but if they can get to one of those teams,
the one I'm not giving up is the first pick because I know that's going to be Cam Ward, and I'm not giving up that. I'm not giving up nothing for that.
It depends on who the first pick is.
That's possibly my future.
It depends on who the first pick is. If that's the Jacksonville Jaguars, they ain't picking no quarterback.
I don't know. You never know.
I don't think the Jaguars got a problem with quarterback.
You never know.
What I think is their run game is overrated. O-line needs work, and definitely the D-line. Pause.
But Trevor Lawrence hasn't been effective this year either. He wasn't.
Yeah, but he's not the reason they were losing. They were struggling on every other facet than just quarterback. So I can tell they're not going to hit the rebuild button on quarterback just yet. So, and not even let's say the Raiders end up with the.
But
first
I could
pick.
definitely see them trading it away if that's.
Let's say the Raiders end up with the first pick, and they pick a quarterback, but the Jaguars are second. They will also gladly trade back because the Saints are going to be too far behind. They're going to be in the top 15 for sure.
Oh.
And you're going to rack up another draft pick. I can see the Jacksonville Jaguars do that because that's what they need is more draft picks more than anything else. So it's possible for them. All right. So let's move on to the next headline, shall we? Hill is MIA. That's a double meaning. What I mean by Hill is MIA, Hill is missing in action. Okay? He's missing in action. But Hill is the Miami Dolphins. So that's a double meaning right there. Hill is MIA. He's MIA and he's Miami. And something's missing over there in Texas. What's missing? Well, Texas are limping into the playoffs. Finn's shut down at, you know what I'm saying, Houston. I got to give credit to the defense, but the offense was very unimpressive. Hill has 2 receptions on 7 targets with 36 yards and nothing else. This season, he's 67 receptions for 800 yards and 5 TDs. Last year, 120 basically for 1,800, 13 TDs, and he only played 16 games. He's already played 13.
Wait, you mean 1,000? 1,100?
1,800.
1,800.
Basically 1,800. He was only 1 yard shy.
Yeah, that's crazy. They definitely needed to get him the ball more. I mean, it's kind of like what we were saying about Bowers tonight. Like, they wasn't getting him the ball, so you're not expecting to win because you're not opening the offense if you're not going to your best playmaker.
Yeah.
Your best playmaker is the one who gets it started for you. That's what they're there for.
That is what they're there for,
They're there to be decoys, but you have to get them started first. Because if you get them started, then you can use them as decoys. But you can't use them at the beginning as decoys and expect the same results. You're not gonna get it.
Well, what I would like to know is how is it that Tua who was 29 of 40, had basically 40 pass attempts.
Mm-hmm.
He only had 196 yards, so you know he was just doing short, accurate passes. But out of those 40, you only got 7 attempts to Tyreek Hill. Just 7? And you was not on point. You were missing throws left and right that you needed. And
then you said also the running game. Like you
the
mentioned
running game was
last time,
non-existent.
the running game, 56,
they only had 52 yards on the
52
ground.
yards rushing.
Not to mention 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions. That's not going to cut it, Tua. That's not going to cut it. You had a lot of chances to win this game.
And another alarming thing is that, like, you would expect the coach kind of like, if it's not working, that they going down the field to try to throw the ball, to maybe like run like intermediate routes, maybe. Waddle didn't have a catch.
Nope.
Like, those are your 2 best players.
But then look at
on
C.J.
the
Stroud.
offense.
18 to 26 for only 131, and he had 2 TDs, but you only had 181 yards of offense, 104 on the air, 77 on the ground. That is not playoff material. They're limping into the playoffs. Even though they won the game, they clinched the playoff, the division. They're limping in there. They're in a nightmare right now scenario over there. So
I mentioned that here. They were 5 for 13 on 3rd down as well. It wasn't like they were moving the ball. This was very like old school game. This almost felt like an old school game where they didn't have the same athleticism. So they were just making it super easy. Like, okay, let's just dink and dunk most of the time. If we get anything, and if they make a mistake, let's capitalize on it. That's pretty much what that game was to me.
well, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna ask the question: is Tua okay?
What do you mean, like?
Is he okay mentally? Because he don't look like Tua.
He didn't look like Tua in this game. He
I
did
don't know.
look like Tua in the last 2 or 3 games.
I don't know.
But he definitely don't have the same chemistry.
Because he ain't getting
That he started with.
Or is Tyreek Hill okay with this team? What is going on over here? Because this is not possible.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. 2 receptions for 36 yards. That's not to a top 5 wide receiver in the league.
Yeah.
That's not.
Nah.
That can't happen. So I honestly think, again, it comes down to coaching.
So the next game we're going to cover is what we learned from this game. Baker is a Saiyan warrior. It is proven he's a Saiyan warrior. This Herb ain't no Saiyan. Big facts right there.
That sass, nigga. Dog that sass.
Fucking, it's just unbelievable. Baker shows Saiyan DNA over here, okay? They clapped the Chargers 40 to 17. Chargers defense is overrated, and so is Herb, okay?
Bro, let me ask you one question. Okay, so how many, if you have it, do you have it written down?
What?
The Baker stats and Herb. You have them written down? Okay. So I have here 21 for 33. Is that correct? For 195 yards, a TD, and an interception, right? That's correct. Okay. It took him 21 completions to get to 195 yards. While Baker Mayfield, it only took him 22 to get to 288 yards.
With one more completion,
airing that shit out
he
on
basically
their
had
punk
100
asses.
more yards.
He was kicking their ass up and down that field.
What he's saying is that basically with one more throw, Baker had 100 more yards than the Herb over there.
Exactly. White boy. Exactly. 4 touchdowns, by the way. And we don't care about that interception when you throw 4 touchdowns and you kick a nigga's ass the way you did.
It's clear and evident the Chargers are overrated. They're on defense. I've seen way too many good teams pummel this team a little bit. So they're overrated. They're not that good. They're just good against bad teams. And the Herb, he's overrated as fuck. I don't want. He's not.
Chargers were 0 for 6 on third down and 0 for 2 on fourth down.
At home, you're not supposed to play like
No
this.
completions.
Goddamn white boy.
No completions in big situations. He doesn't do it. He just doesn't do it.
At home, you're supposed to ball out. At home, you're supposed to give the fans that paid all that money, because LA is not fucking cheap. All right, Tampa's way more cheap than LA. I promise you. I live in Orlando. We live in Orlando. We know Tampa. LA is twice as fucking more expensive. So I can imagine those seats in that brand new fucking stadium is expensive. And you're going to show up and only 195 yards, 2 TDs, and an interception. Meanwhile, your team is getting clapped on the field. 40-17, bro. You're fighting for your playoff life.
In your
Act
crib.
like it. Act like it. And you don't even have to show Saiyan DNA, but you got to do something. But he ain't no Saiyan. Justin Herbert does not belong in the top 10 of NFL quarterback rankings. I don't care what anybody says. I don't give. If you put a comment there talking about making excuses for Justin Herbert, I'm gonna delete your ass. Okay. So enough of this game, because that shit was pathetic.
Oh, pathetic.
All right, let's go to the QFL game of the week, shall we?
Give me a hell yeah!
What's clear, what we learned from this game is that Allen is the
Goddamn
MVP,
white boy.
but Goff is the runner-up.
Goddamn white boy.
Goff is, you know what I'm saying, he didn't play bad. He did not play bad. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, when you go up against Josh Allen, he made an MVP statement. 48-42, just might be a Super Bowl preview over here, but both defensive units are exposed for 1,080 yards total. Okay? 1,080 yards. That means 10 times people ran over the field and almost 11.
By the way, he does not turn the ball over. And this year, I have not seen him turn the ball over. I haven't seen him not do too many. You know what I'm saying? He does, but most of the time he's on the money, and he's accurate, and he's doing it off platform, throwing it. Man, the guy's amazing right now. Like some of the throws I seen him make yesterday. The one to who was that? He threw that to Ty Johnson, who I think is emerging as one of those running backs who can really like play receiver more. What can I say? Cook also, like that offense is fire, man. That offense is fire. They got a good kicker. That's a really good team over there. The only problem that I have with the Bills is what is that defense gonna do? Because that defense don't stop nobody.
Nah, that defense don't stop.
More than likely, it's going to have to come down to Josh having to try to bail you guys out with like 30 seconds on the clock.
He's going to have to. Look at this. 38 for 59. Goff, 494 for 5 touchdowns. Goff didn't have a bad day. He should be an MVP favorite, but when you got Josh Allen, you know what I'm saying, 23 and 34 for 362, 4 TDs.
2 touchdowns running and two throwing.
One team had 559 total yards. The other one had 521. This was a matchup of defensive coordinators hell. They both should be fired after this game because it is crazy, or at least suspension.
And then my thing with the Lions is what you said yesterday when we was watching it. The rushing, they didn't rush the ball. Gibbs, I think we've seen them go down. They basically went down the field and they scored, but when they ran the ball, and then they like went to airing the shit out, and I was like, bro, are we gonna see the run again? And they never brought it back. 15 attempts rushing. That's all they had. The whole game.
Folks,
Gibbs only had eight of those carries.
To
8.
put this into context, viewers, if
They
you go look at some Madden videos where they play 7-minute quarters, they don't put up this many points in yardage. This is more than Madden numbers. This is arcade shit. 1,080 total yards. Those fans got their money's worth in Motown.
Yeah, they have fun watching that.
I'm sure they were fucking happy. What's the next fucking headline? We got Rich just ain't it, and Knicks is also playoff ready.
Give me a hell yeah!
He is, but man, he's got to clean that up.
He's gonna have to clean that up. I get that, and it's part of what I put right there. Knicks is better than Ant Rich. That's no doubt about it. But Denver defense and Knicks progression is key to their Cell Games tournament. He's 20-33 for only 130 yards. We want to get that up, but 3 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. At least he overdid on the turnovers and got one more. But this was not a game. It started looking like a game, but then Denver just They got their tracks going, and after that, they just didn't go back. They dusted the fucking Colts.
Yeah.
So, I think it is clear that Anthony Richardson just ain't it. I don't have much patience, and especially for black quarterbacks. Yes. I said it.
I don't see it either. He's not playing well at all. Keeps turning the ball over. The only time he scores is with his legs. He doesn't look like he's an NFL quarterback at the moment at all.
But they're even further behind than the Saints are. So pulling up a trade is going to be very unlikely for them.
Yeah. I think that the key to this game was just seeing how pretty much the Colts it's bad culture. It's bad culture right now. When Jonathan Taylor goes up the sideline, scores, and doesn't score because he decided to drop the ball right there on the like, come on, man, like why are you guys dropping the ball? Just to get to where the logo is and then celebrate. He was so excited because he hadn't done nothing, I guess, in a long time. He was like, oh, I got me a touchdown. So he's feeling himself a little bit. But look what it costs. Like, those can be like where you destroy the culture of the team because they're no longer being coached well.
Well, I don't know who their coach is like that.
Discipline.
He's a new guy. He just got his opportunity. Two things I got to the Colts advice. Number one is I recommend you at least go for Justin Fields in the offseason. Or depending on how the
you need to go get a quarterback in the draft. I don't think Justin Fields
they're not going to get a
solve anything.
They're not going to get a quarterback where they're drafting.
Yeah, I know, but
or put in the best trade package you can for Joe Burrow.
Well, either way, get one in this draft. Get one in this draft and then sign somebody in the offseason. But these can't be the quarterbacks.
No. But it's that there's not many quarterbacks available trading wise. So I said, either if you can't find one in the draft, I think you should go for one at least Justin Fields, at most Joe Burrow. Put in the best package you can and go for that guy.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome for you guys if that could happen. But
yeah,
that's video game shit. I don't think that.
But for Denver, their defense and Bo Nix's progression is key to their sub games. So.
On to the next.
He is ready. All right. Let's go to the Eagles game. Your fucking Eagles, who pulled up a nice win. Russ gets exposed, and the pass awakens. About damn time.
Give me a hell yeah.
Whoa. Guess what we did in the first quarter?
Yeah, I know.
Guess what we did in the fucking first quarter, bro? We scored a motherfucking touchdown.
Fly, Eagles, fly,
yes.
Finally. Eagles win confirms Russell Wilson's limitations.
Man.
I went into this game on Saturday and I told you guys that for some reason or another, Russell Wilson, when faced against some good secondaries, he is gun shy and he folds. And sure enough, what did he have? He had 14 for 22, 128 total yards, and a touchdown. They only had 163 total yards in offense.
And when I tell you that TD was like minuscule because it wasn't even like, it was just a heck of a throw. If he doesn't make that, like he has to pinpoint that throw. That was a heck of a throw. But it was the only one he had of the night that was like that.
May I remind you that when the Ravens, who are the 24th ranked defense right now, played them in Pittsburgh in their own house, they only managed to score 6 field goals. So when a good secondary, you know what I'm saying, a talented secondary is in his face, he has limitations. And we're going to expose that further this coming Saturday.
Talk your shit.
Okay? We will take care of business. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had their chance to win the division. That shit's over. It's ours from now on. So get ready because we're coming.
Finish him.
But what we got to talk about is Jalen Hurts.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Turbo with Nas, goddammit. 25 for 32, 290 yards, and 3 total TDs.
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
I said Turbo and Nas, goddammit.
Turbo and Nas, bro. And I guess these two are just like the backbones of that, huh? The wide receivers. Smith and Brown combined for 19 receptions and 219 yards. They also both scored a touchdown.
Let's review what we said in the
Thanks to that guy right there. That guy, number one guy.
Players
yeah,
in the
pretty
pressure
damn good.
scored 30 on Schittsburg. Just scored 30 on them.
Pretty much.
And what did they score?
Pretty much.
Whoa.
Pretty
What
much.
did they score? 27.
We scored 30.
They could have. They could have if they wanted to, but
we
they decided
scored
to just
30.
put the ball away, put them out of their misery.
We said, let me go ahead and
the clock,
let me call him up
send him
because
home.
Coco told me
Fatality.
leave a little bit for him, so we ain't gonna do y'all too dirty.
Yes. Leave some for us because we want a piece of that ass too. Pause. And they have no choice because they're coming to Baltimore. It's crab cake season, cousin. It's the black and blue, the purple and black game, and we're gonna go for it. This is our fucking conference, our fucking division, and we gotta fucking take reins of it. Because Buffalo is showing off a little too much, even though when they came to Baltimore, shit didn't look pretty, did it? Kansas City looking high and mighty and very fucking lucky. And they got lucky with a toe. That will not happen again. Will not happen again. All right? But congratulations, Philly. You're in a 10-game win streak for the first time in your entire history.
Yes, that's
Give me a hell
hell of
yeah.
a accomplishment. Hell of a accomplishment.
All right. And then we got one more game. We got the fucking Sunday night game. Packers are a problem. Geno 911. God damn it.
Be cool, nigga.
Now, Geno was, you know what I'm saying, a little iffy. He was very efficient, like he always is. He always passed a 70% clip. But he had an interception. However, he never got a chance to clean up his mess. When he went out, it was only 20-13. We don't know too much of the injury thus far. Right now, they're waiting for MRIs and doctors' opinions, but it threatens their season. However, something's going on in Green Bay. They don't depend on Jordan Love to win versus good teams. This is the second time they've done that. Jordan Love didn't do all that. 20 or 27, took care of the ball, 229, 2 TDs. He's game manager mode right now, which is good. But I didn't think that they could keep winning against good teams with this kind of version of Love. But they are, because Josh Jacobs, he's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a juggernaut, bitch.
All signings that I'm gonna be real. I didn't see it coming, but it was like one of the best off signings.
Folks,
Off signing
6 out of the top 10 running backs in this season of the NFL
off season signings.
are playing for a new team. This includes Derrick Henry, the obvious Saquon Barkley, Aaron Jones. It also includes Josh Jacobs, and it includes J.K. Dobbins. Not to mention Joe Mixon. I mean, the list goes on and on. All these players are in a brand new team for the first time, and they're the leaders in rushing the entire season, which is phenomenal. But I didn't expect this from Green Bay. I didn't expect them to be able to beat good teams with a game manager mode, Jordan Love. Because he ain't Jordan LV like he used to be. He ain't throwing for 4 touchdowns anymore and 300 yards. He ain't doing that. But he is managing the game, taking care of the ball, not making limited mistakes. And for some reason or another, they're still winning against good teams. Something that the Chargers can't fucking do.
I think the announcers said that they're like, their only losses are Detroit, Minnesota, I believe, and us. And all our teams are 12, I believe. Detroit is 12-1, and we're 11-2 or 12-2.
No, y'all all.
I think we're all 12.
Minnesota and Vikings are in Detroit. Are 12
We're all. Oh yeah, because the Bills beat them. Yep, 12. We're all 12-2. So those aren't bad losses. If you look at it, they're not bad losses now, especially if you look at it in the whole perspective of the whole season, not just that one.
Yep.
Or what's going on right now presently. I think they're playing really good, and they're definitely scary. I probably wouldn't want to see them too early in the playoffs, but either way, it don't matter. You got to face who you got to face in the playoffs, and you know what? We got to be our best, and if we're our best, we'll win.
Speaking of being on your best, look at this shit right here.
We were definitely on our
Give me a
best.
hell yeah.
This is the top QBs under pressure statistic in the NFL right here this season. Look who we have there.
Yeah, it's a juggernaut, bitch.
Then you got.
Goddamn white boy.
Then you got.
Goddamn white boy.
And then you got
3 Honda Civics with spoon engines.
Turbo and Nas. What a coinky think. What a coinky think. 3 of the top 5 quarterbacks, in my opinion, are in the top 5 right there. Once again. The only ones missing is obviously the 3-time champ Pat Mahomes and Joe Cool. But Joe Cool's always under pressure. It's probably why he has a bad O-line. He has a very bad O-line. He's always under pressure.
Yeah.
Justin Herbert,
That's
against
crazy.
bad teams, because I don't see him doing it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when they were blitzing on your ass. Brock Purdy, Jameis Winston, but he's likely to throw a pick when you're pressuring him or not pressuring him. It doesn't matter what you do. It's what he does on his own. All right? And Russell
It's out of
Wilson,
your control.
Russell Wilson was a savvy vet, but when he has a strong secondary in front of him who knows their weaknesses and no pickings in sight yet,
Yeah, no, big.
they've been exposed. Sam Darnold, Jaden Daniels, that doesn't surprise me. You're up there. That doesn't surprise me at all. But the other guys don't surprise me. 2 of them are 12-2. The other one is 11-3, and the other one is 9-5, but playing out of his mind.
Pretty much.
Look at that. You can't make that up. You can't make that up. So let's look at some what the fuck stats, okay?
What the fuck?
They're just some fucking haters. That's what it is. I'm just calling like I see it.
Yeah, so let's look at some weird stats from this weekend. First of all, shout out to Terry Bridgewater.
Give me a hell yeah.
So Miami Northwestern, which is a prestigious high school in Florida, won the state championship 41-0. It was Teddy Bridgewater's first season as their head coach. So congratulations, motherfucker. You fucking deserve it.
Give me a hell yeah.
That's what the fuck I like to hear. That's what the fuck I like to see. That's why I try to tell people, okay, he may not be the most elite quarterback, but he was a good game manager that got you to the playoffs, limited mistakes. To me, you don't have to have a ring. If you play like a champion, I will reward you as if you were a champion because that's all I could ask for. I can't. If it was a solo sport like boxing, like I mentioned, golf, tennis, I can do that because you're by yourself. But when you're in a team sport, you don't get to pick where you get drafted to. You don't get to pick your teammates or your coaches. You're at the mercy of whoever picks you when you get drafted. And if you get drafted with a bad team and you do the best you can to fucking win, I'm not going to shame you for that.
Not to mention.
I'm not going to shame you for that.
Not to mention the only reason because Terry, he was on his way
Yeah.
until he got injured.
Absolutely.
So
good to see him for that. Another what the fuck stat over here.
What the fuck?
There's 5 NFL teams that haven't scored more than 30 points in a game this season. The Chiefs are one of them, and they're 12-1.
What the fuck?
That's why I keep saying that ass is ours when you get to the playoffs. Come sell games, you belong to us. Not Josh Allen, not fucking Justin Herbert or Bo Nix. You belong to us. So don't you dare fuck it up before we get our rematch, motherfuckers. All right? But look at the other teams. The 2 New York teams, Las Vegas and New England. You should be ashamed of yourself. Those are 4 humongous sports markets right there. You're talking Boston. You're talking New York 2 times. And you're talking Vegas, motherfucker. This is impossible. Yet the small market team is the one that's 12-1. That's the QFL right there.
Finish him.
All right.
Boston's the city of champions.
Jamar Chase has more receiving TDs than 7 NFL teams this season.
What the fuck?
That includes the Carolina Panthers, who are absolute trash.
I smell pussy. Is
Justin
that you,
Herbert. You got Las Vegas Raiders, the Seahawks, the Jags, the Patriots, and the Giants. That's also embarrassing. How does a player have more TDs than you do? However, there's a player that has more Super Bowls than most teams, so.
Goddamn white boy.
All right. And the last one, Trey McBride. I feel for you, motherfucker. I feel for you.
What the fuck?
Crazy.
Trey McBride receiving stats this season: 89 receptions, 938 yards. You would call that greatness. And 0 touchdowns. This is the most receptions without a TD in single season
Not
history
your fault.
in the National Football League or in the
It
QFL.
is
as we know
not
it now.
your fault, guys.
Goddamn white boy.
That is not his fault.
We know how good you are, bro. We do. We know how good you are too, Bowers. Wasn't
That's
your
what we
fault.
learned for Week 15 in the motherfucking league.
Give me a hell yeah.
Now, let's look at the tower rankings. We have a new and improved tower ranking. We're going to reveal what we saw last week and how did it match up to what we saw during the weekend, okay? So, let's go.
Finish him.
We got the brand spanking new Mortal Kombat inspired tower rankings, ladies and gentlemen.
Finish him.
Here you got Raiden, you got Liu Kang, you got Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and motherfucking Goro.
Fatality.
But the way we had it now, we had the Broncos right here. This is my tower rankings. This is basically, if the tournament were to start today, the sub games were to start today, this is how it works out as far as tower rankings is concerned.
Can I just say one thing?
What's up?
Okay, I think I got all these just like this. The only thing I'm flipping is you know what? I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it like that because Detroit did lose and I'm worried about their defense. So yeah,
Well, remember,
I'll keep it there.
his power rankings is a little different than mine, okay? But this is why we both have our opinions, and it's totally fair.
No, yeah, but I agree with this list.
Well,
I agree with
just
this
for the
list.
new viewers, just in case there's new viewers. His power rankings are mostly based on what they're doing right now and what he sees going forward. Okay, so he's trying to basically you look at a crystal ball as best as he can with educated guesses, okay, or guesstimates. My rankings are a little different. My rankings takes what I see going forward, what I see going now, and what I've seen in the past for the last few years in this exact same team. If it's let's say it's the Niners, they still have Debo and CMC and Ayuk, but they went from Jimmy G and gradually to Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
That to me is still the same regime, same coaching, same everything. Okay, that's to me is the same regime. But if it's basically like the Pittsburgh Steelers with Ben Roethlisberger, you got Mike Tomlin, you got a few of the players, but then they went to, you know what I'm saying, a nice little, 3 or 4 year run when they were retooling, and now they're back with a completely new team and system, except for TJ Watt. That's a completely different team. However, I also project what's happening, you know what I'm saying, in the past, right now, and what I see going forward. But if the tournament were to start today, this is what I have right here. And this is what I had for Saturday. I'm going to have to make some adjustments. Seattle has fallen. Pittsburgh's definitely fallen. And I think the rest just move up. In that exact same order.
Who do you like more up there? Out of those 3 teams, who do you like more?
Right now, you guys are looking at the better team.
Don't they? They really do.
I don't know if I said it 2 weeks ago when we faced each other. The Eagles, in my opinion, is not because he's standing right here or sitting right here. Pause. It's because I believe that when the Ravens are playing at their best, this is the only team that could beat us when we're playing at our best, is what I believe. If we play the Chiefs at our best, we're not losing. If we beat the Lions or the Vikings or the Steelers or the Bills or any other team at our best, we're not losing. The only ones I truly, honestly think are built to beat us are them. Because they could do the exact same thing we can do in keeping the ball away from you and running the field, running the clock out, and punishing you with physicality. We're not going to punk them. They're not going to punk us. It's whoever makes the most mistakes. We missed more field goals than they did. That's okay. But I also said, I'd rather go into the Super Bowl facing you guys knowing that we already lost to you a few weeks ago than to have faced each other knowing that we beat you already so you guys want payback. I said it from that moment. I'm like, you know what? Just so I don't jinx it, I'd rather see you in the playoffs and want to beat you.
That's why I don't care about these bragging rights. That's why I don't care about these bragging rights, because I want that to happen. Because I wanted that to happen last year as well. I want to see that matchup in the Super Bowl. So I would love to see that matchup.
We're going to have to reshuffle a few things, but that's the brand spanking new tower rankings. Mortal Kombat inspired, ladies and gentlemen, as you know.
Finish him.
That's an A+. A+ on that, bro.
We're always making improvements. We're always looking to do things better. So let's recap the gravity room, shall we? Win versus a good team. Tua could not do that. Unplug the Chargers. God damn it, he kicked that shit out of the fucking wall. And stay far from Baltimore. You didn't listen, Russell Wilson. You didn't listen.
Give me a hell yeah.
That nigga unplugged the Chargers, took the plug with it.
Yep, and the fucking chorus.
The chorus.
Clinched the NFC West. Gino, you got hurt, so you couldn't do it. use Josh Jacobs exactly what you did and you won. And don't throw interceptions. You did that and you won. But that was shocking, the way you won. And then don't lose to golf. He didn't outduel Josh Allen. He actually did and still did. And scored 30 on Pittsburgh, so he kind of did. So I almost predicted
Give me a
that.
hell yeah.
But he didn't outdo him. Because if he outdo him, he would have won.
No, I think he outdueled him as far as like numbers are concerned. He definitely did.
Okay, the numbers, yeah, but not just getting it done. You gotta get it
But
done.
he's right. If you look at the numbers don't tell the story. It looked like Goff had the better game, but if you saw the flow of the game, Josh Allen was just kicking their ass, and there was nothing they could do about it.
And this was every drive. I was watching like this was every drive. What was his?
That right was every drive. They had 1,080 yards. Oh yeah, 1,080 yards between them.
Goddamn right. Let me see. If I can find this here quick. Oh yeah, right here. He was damn. He also had 11 carries for 68 yards rushing. That's crazy. Nah, yeah, they was on fire, man. They was on fire. And he had that one throw to Ty Johnson. Remember that one down the middle? By the way, Jordan Love, Romeo Dobbs had one of like the catches of the year. Did you see that catch?
Yeah.
That was sick. That was sick.
So there was some good plays out there.
Yeah, nah, there was from the games we spoke about. Those were all the good games. The ones that we didn't speak about, those were the ones y'all didn't want to. You guys didn't want to watch. You guys didn't need to watch.
That's why they didn't even cover my Ravens. There was no need.
And the ones we watched on Monday, shit.
There was no need either.
That's insane.
And it's not that we hate some teams. It's just that if you're not relevant to the cell games,
We was watching the game, and your ass had to put headphones in. Just
yeah.
so like, this ain't it. This ain't it. Let me do something else.
If you're not, you know what I'm saying, like pertinent to the cell games, if you're not even invited, if you're not even gonna sit on the sidelines watching, there's no need to put you on the press or to feature you on the predictions. It just doesn't make sense. We're here for only the cell games. We want the guys that are going to the playoffs.
They're like Hercule.
Yes,
That's who
they're
they are.
Hercules. They don't belong. They just someone to laugh at.
It's just
Someone to laugh at. They don't belong.
to try to act like they something they not.
Yes,
That's what
they're
they do.
Hercules, and we want the guys, the Z fighters that are gonna fight Cell in the Cell games. That's all I want. All right, because right now Cell is Pat Mahomes. We got to beat him. That's the mission: is to beat Pat Mahomes and Taylor Swift and all those motherfuckers there. Their time has come to an end. They might still win in a few years, but they cannot win 3 years in a row. We cannot allow that. Not in our watch. Not in our watch. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I
pray that somebody knocks them off. I really do.
Oh, I don't want to knock them off. I want to embarrass them. The funny thing is, the last time we beat them, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you couldn't have started the game worse. Lamar threw a pick, then a pick six. They were up 14 points, and somehow, some way, we still managed to come back in the game, and then they fucked it up with a fumble. When they were marching for the game-winning field goal, they fumbled the ball. We took it, and that's it. Murder, she wrote.
That's crazy.
And it's funny. We never started like that ever again. We can't beat them. That makes no sense. If you start your game, the first drive with a pick six against the Chiefs, you've lost the game. Somehow, some way, we won. That makes no sense to me. That makes no sense.
That's funny as hell.
We play a cleaner game, we can't even score for some reason. 17 points in the fucking... that shit pisses me off still, man. Fuck.
Finish him. Finish him.
Shout out Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter fucking sucks. That white boy, man. Listen, white quarterbacks are taking L's right now, okay? The only white quarterback as good is Joe Burrow, Goff, what's it called?
Dog man, Sam! Nigga, dog man, Sam!
Who's that motherfucker? Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? Matthew Stafford. But Rodgers? Nope. Will Levis? Hell no. Goddamn Mitch Trubisky?
Goddamn white boy.
Goddamn the Herb? Justin Herbert?
Goddamn white boy.
Derek Carr? No. Stop it. Just stop it.
Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk Cousins, correct. That motherfucker sucks. Come on now.
The only one that y'all got, and we not even sure. We still think he's a nigga. Is Baker Mayfield. we don't consider
Baker,
white.
Bo Nix.
We don't consider him white either.
Baker, Bo Nix. Who else? Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Jared Goff.
Maybe him.
And Stafford. That's literally about it. That's
maybe
the only white quarterback.
Maybe just golf though. Like maybe just golf.
All of them are black.
Be cool.
They really are.
Lamar, Jalen, Pat,
really are.
CJ, Jordan Love, you name it. They're all the word. But we do got Anthony Richardson.
Sorry, we gotta deal with that.
And Call of Duty Kyler.
So
And
sorry.
Trey Lance. Trey Lance ain't even touched the field. Never Trey
mind
fucking
Trey Lance.
Lance.
Don't pay attention to Trey Lance. Trey Lance is he only does the preseason. He's only a preseason quarterback.
But they got Peterson, whatever his
5
name is.
interceptions and shit.
Peterson. And we need a Spanish quarterback because the only one we got is Mark Sanchez.
I don't think
We
we
gotta
have
fix
one,
that.
bro. Yeah, we don't have one.
We gotta fix that. Fuck Mark Sanchez, man.
We
All right,
definitely
everybody.
don't have
It's
one.
gonna be a wrap. We're gonna cut it here. Thursday we will cover the NBA Cup. Thursdays we cover more basketball, but we will also cover the Thursday night football game. So stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe, leave a like, comment, and this is also the Pressure Podcast, which is to perform, react, endure using strategy and sports under rigorous environments, baby.
Give me a hell yeah.
Here we bring the pressure. We are open to live debates. I could send you a link where you could put you in a little screen here, hop on the mic, and talk your shit.
Finish him.
But you ain't gonna win against us.
Talk your shit, nigga.
Fatality.
But all right, we're here Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. We will see you Thursday night after the Thursday night football game. Peace out, motherfuckers.